Hey, Jack Squad, my YouTube family, how's everybody doing today? Listen, y'all, this is my second time recording this video. You know why? Because my bra strap was showing, right? Oh, it looked horrible. It looked horrible. See, this is why you need a team, so somebody be like, hey. Now, why I was looking at this and didn't see it, I don't know. But when I watched it again, it was showing, right? So anyway, let me tell y'all something. Listen, I just had the weirdest text, y'all, right? And let me tell him I'm gonna call him in a minute. And I didn't put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So anyway, y'all wouldn't believe, let me tell y'all something. As a single woman, this shit is so bizarre and crazy, right? It is so bizarre. You know, and me being pro-black, you know, I try to understand people. I try to understand people, period. You know, because if you understand them, you can get along with them better, right? So I try to understand people, you know, so I can, you know, once you understand them, you can talk with them, get along with them a little better, right? And, you know, it's very rare where a person meets all of your requirements, I should say, for lack of a better word. Or I should say, don't have any of the deal breakers. Like I got some deal breakers, like I told y'all before. But before I get started, y'all, because I'm going to go on a tangent about that. Before I get started, again, welcome to Jacquie with a Q. And drop down in the description box and like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell so when I upload new videos, you'll be notified. I also have my social media sites in the description box, as well as my Cash App and my email, right? Now, very important, goddammit. Don't forget to make it happen for yourself. Please don't. You know, this what I'm about to talk about today is a perfect example of not putting you first, right? Anyway, let me tell you who my subs are today before I get started, because I got a lot to say. And I've already said a whole bunch of stuff. I got to say it again, and I got to remember all my things. There's a lot of times, y'all, it's coming from my heart, so it's in my head, right? So anyway, my subs today are, let me see. You know, that text threw me off. Let me tell y'all something. It's hard to date over 50. This is the dumbest, stupidest. I could go on and on, but I ain't. You know, when you get older, you're supposed to mature and grow and evolve. These niggas done went backwards, man. Wait a minute, hold on, let me find it. He just threw me off with that text. Okay, let me find it. It threw me straight off. I can't wait to get off the phone. Do what I'm doing, upload this video and call him so I can get a full understanding. You know, I can text, I like texting, but some conversations don't need to be had over text because you can get misunderstandings, right? Everything can get misconstrued. Anyway, one of my subs is Tyra Johnson, and my other sub is my cousin. Now, let me tell y'all something. I got the best cousins in the world. I had the best aunties and uncles, right? I got 2 aunties left. But anyway, I was raised right. Let me say that, right? Whatever I did in my life, that's some shit I wanted to do. But my cousin sent me a very long, nice text today regarding my videos and stuff, right? And so I got to shout her out because, you know, my people's watch me, but they don't make comments, you know, on, you know, in the comment thing. They'll call me or text me or whatever, right? And so my cousin, Iris Morris, we call her Irie. She's one of my older cousins, and she's one of the cousins, like the cousin I told you about a couple weeks ago, that I watched. I was a kid. They were already grown and in college, and I watched her work ethic. I watched her, right? And it's some things that my cousins have told me when I was young that I carry with me the rest of my life. That I'm still carrying with me now, right? And so, you know, that old saying about giving their flowers right here, it's some things that people have said to me that I carry with me the rest of, you know, all my life. And I got to mention it to them, but that's my cousin Irie, right? And we got Irie and Tyra Johnson, okay? So now, y'all, I done got the preliminaries out the way. Told y'all to drop down in the description box, right? Do your thing, right? I've been getting suggestions. And one of my subscribers told me to watch the video about Nivea And Candy interviewed her, and I've never Candy. You know, I don't see her as an interviewer, but she did pretty good. But this was, let me tell y'all something. I'm so good at what I do. I don't know what you call it, but when I saw Nivea, everything she talked about, I seen it on her, right? And I couldn't understand, but I get a full understanding once I just told y'all. Once I understand people, I can better get along with you, right? So what her conversation was about, which I'll talk about later this week, I get a better understanding of what I see on the show. Like I told you, her and Shamia are my favorites. But I saw something. I saw the hurt and I saw the pain on Nivea. Just didn't understand it, didn't get it. You know, she's with all these famous people and all this. We'll discuss it. But one of my subscribers told me to do that, and I watched it today. It was a nice long interview, over an hour long, right? And I'll be discussing that after like tomorrow, Encore comes on. So Thursday, when I discuss Encore, I'll talk about this video with Candy. Tomorrow, y'all, I'm telling one of my stories. It's going to be story time tomorrow, right? I ain't going to tell y'all what the story is. I'm going to let it be a shot. But it's going to be story time. I'm going to do a story time tomorrow, and maybe Friday I'm going to do a date story, because, man, these dudes is out of control. Out of control. You hear me? And they grown men. You know, when I was in my 30s and 40s, I had more mature men than these dudes here now. But anyway, so I digress. We're talking about Married to Medicine today. And mainly, because this is the reunion, the second episode of the reunion, and it was all centered around Dr. Contessa and her husband, Dr. Scott. So that's all I'm gonna be talking about, them, because that's all that happened, right? You know, of course we got Jacquie and what's the other girl name? Cecil's wife. Oh my God. Now you know I know them people. Anyway, their friendship. You know, I watched on another video that's close to them that said they still not friends. You know, sometimes a friendship can go apart, and I don't think you can ever get it back together. Like, especially if you feel like you've been violated or your trust betrayed or something like that. You've been disloyal. But anyway, I ain't gonna focus on them. We're gonna talk about them next week. I'm gonna talk about Dr. Contessa and her husband, Dr. Scott. Now, let me tell y'all something. I've always said, you know, if you're in a relationship and you get on reality TV, goddamn it better be good. Because reality TV gonna put a magnifying on it, and it's gonna be bigger. It's gonna show how bad it is, right? So, I don't know how long they've been together. They've been together a while or whatever. And like I said, they're both doctors. She's been to the Navy, and last season she went to school she went to get some more credentials as far as addiction goes, right? She could do addiction medical services or whatever. Listen, she's an accomplished woman, right? So is he. But I think that he's been mentally bullying her from the beginning. See, how you start is how you finish, right? And I think that he doesn't like who she's growing into be. Like, they may have started off one way, but then she's growing and evolving. And he don't like that. That's what I'm saying. Because he said something about, he was upset with her that she went back to school. Like, it was only for a little while. Maybe a year. You had to do some extra watching of your kids. Like, I hate when men say I had to babysit. Them your kids, nigga. Them yours. I ain't babysitting. That's watching my kids, right? So anyway, and whatever she does, like I said this before, for her, it's for them. Because y'all together. Y'all a team. Y'all a unit, right? Well, the problem is he doesn't like to talk. He's a liar. I'm betting a dime to a bucket of shit he's a liar, because he lied about going to see a life coach. He told the guys this episode that was a lie. Like, well, why would you play with her? And she's serious about it. So if you're in a relationship and you're trying to fix something, both people have to work on it, not just one, or it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Both people have to work on it, right? And he's not willing to do the work. He just wants the shit to keep going on like it is, and don't say nothing, and then we married, and I love you, and that's that. Well, you know, she needs more than that. Any woman would need more than that. If I'm talking to you and you're not receiving what I'm saying, and you're not even paying me any attention, you know how hurtful that feels? I'm talking to you, ain't paying me no damn attention, and you walk away like I ain't said shit. That would make me bust you in the back of the head. You ain't paying me no attention. And she did say on this reunion, on this episode, that they have volatile arguments and they hit below the belt. So all of that is toxic, right? I believe in my heart, yeah, you can have disagreements with your spouse or your mate or whatever, but for the most part, it's love. If you in love, you don't do all that toxic shit. You don't do all that, right? There's no need for that. We in love. Shit. Okay. You think this way, I think that way. We disagree. Okay. Fuck it. Give me a kiss. I don't. And because he's hiding something, and because he's lying, that makes the relationship stagnant and not go nowhere. Now she said it's been like that for years. That's what she said. I don't. And most women, we're pleasers. We're people pleasers. So we want to please everybody. But let me tell y'all this. This is why I got 3 different kids by 3 different men 3 different times in my life, because I tried it. And it didn't work, so I'm not going to sit in it. Tried it again, didn't work. 7 years later. My kids are 7 years apart, right? But anyway, she like she was crying and saying she wanted to be together for the kids. Okay. Now, this is what I say. Do you stay with your husband who you're not getting everything you need from and basically treating you like shit when he want to? And allow your son to see that so he treat his girls like that, and allow your daughter to see that so she can be a flow mat for the men in her life? Or do you separate and show your kids healthiness? Or maybe how you can co-parent together? Because I don't see this going nowhere. And they may do a Nene and Greg and divorce, fall out, divorce, and get back together. But I don't see this developing into a good thing, because he don't listen. He won't listen to her. He don't give a damn. He don't acknowledge her. You must be acknowledged when you're in a relationship. Whether you believe it, whether you like what they say or not, you have to be acknowledged. And for a woman, that's so very, very important. Like, acknowledge me, nigga. Do you see me? Hello? Do you hear me? Like, he doesn't acknowledge her. And like I said before, every episode she has cried. Every episode. If you have a man, a husband, a mate, a companion, whatever, you shouldn't be crying no every damn day. You should not be crying every day, because whatever's making you sad, whatever's messing with your mind, he should be able to comfort you. That's his job. That's his job, to comfort you. Just like it's your job if she was on the other foot. That's your mate's job. So if you ain't doing that, what do I need you for? If I'm just going to sit around and cry and shit and I'm with you, that don't even make sense, right? Now, I follow her on social media. And so somebody asked her in the comments or somewhere, and they asked her on the stage too, I think. Because they've been on trips. They went to Disneyland, wherever they went. They look happy couple, la, la, la. But they've been filed for this separation, which is the same thing as a divorce in my mind, months ago, on top of January or something, whatever, when, right? So why keep masquerading around like y'all a happy couple? And she said it's for the kids. But I'm going to tell you something. When you live your life for somebody else, then you kill yourself. And sometimes you have to be selfish and do you. Let me tell y'all something. And that crying all the time, let me tell you, as a mother, I had a lot of sad days, but my kids never knew, because I didn't give that energy to them. I just had a conversation with my daughter the other day. She said some shit was going on. She didn't even know. She didn't even realize, right? My baby boy always say that, right? Because what I would do is make my kids as happy as I could possibly make them. And when they go to bed, I would go in my room and cry. Or either go out and drink and kick it with my friends, and then come home and go and cry, or go to sleep or something, right? I never allowed my kids to see that. I could have stayed. I couldn't have stayed with my first son's father. And this is the one I thought I was going to marry. He was going to skip off to the rainbow, had a picket fence, and do all that good shit. And again, he's going to be in my book, the whole situation, because it's very pivotal it's very important in my life. First person I was with. And then my daughter's father, the same thing. I thought he was such a horrible, cheating, lying person, right? Now, we cool now. I've been knowing him all my life since I was a kid, right? But he's not a good man. He's an excellent father to my daughter now. But that wasn't going to work. And my baby boy daddy, all these people going to be in the book because they're important. He was just something I was doing while my real dude was in the penitentiary. I got pregnant, right? I know his family all my life. So anyway, if it don't work for you, don't stay in nothing, because you want to have healthy children. I said all that to say this. You want to have healthy children. I would rather my kids see me being strong and healthy instead of being sad, miserable, depressed, low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to be with somebody to keep the family together. But anyway, that's what she said on social media. She's going to keep the family together, and she want to look, she wanted the kids to be happy. And then they said they discussed on the reunion, they said they discussed the separation or the divorce with their kids. They said that was the worst, most horrible conversation they ever had in their lives. So I guess the kids are screaming and crying and all that shit, right? So now he ain't gonna change. See, you can't be in a relationship. You can't keep doing the same shit expecting a different result. He's not going to change it. For her own mental health, she's going to have to separate from him because they're supposed to go to counseling. I don't think he's going. She's going. He ain't going. That's not serving the relationship no good. That may help her individually, but it's not helping the relationship, right? And so, I want her to be healthy mentally, right? So anyway, the show goes on, and so they asked her, and when the show ended, they asked, will she get a divorce? So she said, well, any of these ladies can answer. She couldn't even say that herself. So Quad spoke up and said, they was all sitting there in tears, looking crazy, right? So Quad said it. So evidently she had a conversation with her friend. She's grown a bond and closeness with these ladies, right? And Quad said, yes, the papers have been filed for separation. Now, the men and the husbands are in the back room looking at this, right? He went bananas. Scott went bananas. He got up. He got his raps. Now see, this is what he always does is run away. You ain't going to talk and say, hey, baby, wait a minute, what? So he got ready to go. The men stood up with him and got him together. Curtis and Cecil got him together. And what is Toya's husband's name? I can't think of it. Anyway, Curtis put his arms around him and talked with him. Cecil told him what to do, this, and that. So he put his bags down, but he went on stage. So all the men went on stage together. I like that. So they had his back. They united front, right? They was giving him support, which is what he needs. Well, I didn't like the fact that he hovered over her menacingly and said, well, this is what we didn't talk about. We was going to do this. Like, nigga, let her talk, right? If he had came out and said, baby, no, I love you. That is separation. Are we? I didn't like the way he came out and said that, right? And then, when he went back to the room, they got him back to the room, and then he said, well, I jumped the gun, because the men was trying to talk, and they talked him down. I'm proud of the men, because let me tell y'all something about this circle of friends, what I like. They're black professionals, number one, but they've saved 2 marriages. They couldn't save Quad's. I don't think because Quad wanted to save. I don't think she wanted to save. But they saved Cecil, and they saved Curtis and Jacquie. Why can't I think of Cecil's wife's name? Why can't I think of these people's names? But anyway, they saved their marriages right there on stage. Right there, right? Because Cecil and his wife, why can't I think of her name? They were getting a divorce. It was over. And we all love them, right? It was over. And that group of friends got them back together. Now, the difference between them and Dr. Scott and Dr. Contessa is he don't want nobody to tell him shit. He don't even want her to tell him. So he definitely not going to listen to them, right? And anytime they talk to him and try to talk with him as a group, as a family, he get up and walk away. Now, listen. Just like it take a village to raise a child, it may take you a village of friends to help you in your relationship, right? And I think they're doing it out of love. It's not like they being nosy. They're doing it out of love, and they're doing it because their friend is crying all the time. And they have successful marriages, so we trying to hold a marriage together. He don't see it like that. He's like, shit, this ain't nothing. We've been through stuff, shit. He ain't acknowledging nothing. That's why I said it's not going to work. And like I said, they've been out on vacation together. She said she's doing it for the kids. But I don't know if that's such a good idea. Because kids are adaptable. They're going to cry and be hurt. But, if you co-parent effectively, which I think they could do, they'll be okay. But, he could do like, the Braxton's girl. What was that one Braxton? Not Trina, not, what is the one Braxton? The tall, skinny one. Her and her husband, he was always watching the kids. He was Mr. Mom, always watching the kids while she was going off with Tony and all, doing all that stuff. When they divorced, they ain't seen him since. He ain't even seen the kids or nothing. Like, that was like a wow, right? Like, how could you do that? But, Tawana, that's her name. But, I think they could effectively co-parent. But for her mental health, she's going to have to leave that situation because unless he changes. And he's, like I said, she's doing therapy. I don't think he's still not doing therapy, right? You going to have to do the work. You're going to have to do the work, sir. You know what I'm saying? But he keeps saying, I love her. This ain't nothing. This ain't, he don't want to talk about nothing. He want her to keep doing what she's doing. He going to keep doing what he's doing, and that's that. And I think he's cheating, and I think that he's a liar. And I don't think he has one person he cheat with. I think he cheat when he feel like it. That's what I think. I think he'll go off, get him some pussy, and come on back. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Because, he had somebody's picture in his phone. They was like, no, man, no, you can't have a picture. And so he was like, well, when they reach out to me, again, dumb nigga shit. He said, when they reach out to me, I say something back. Curtis and them was looking at him. Curtis said, I don't even have social media. Curtis got caught up and almost lost Jacquie Jacquie is his meal ticket. He ain't gonna mess that up no more. He almost lost her, right? And then Cecil was like, you can't have the pictures in your phone, man. And, you know, now Cecil's on social media, but Curtis said, I ain't even on social. Curtis don't want no parts of that bullshit because he almost lost Jacquie, right? Simone, that's her name. Cecil said, no, man, no. And I really like Cecil and Simone because they've been together since college. They look like the perfect college situation, right? I really like them, right? He told him, you know, and I like the way the men are supporting him and they're telling him when he's wrong and what he should and should not do. And, you know, but he listens to the men, it seems like, but I think he's been mentally bullying Contessa from the beginning. And so how you start is how you finish for the most part, right? And so he's gonna have to unlearn some things. We all have to unlearn some things now, right? And if he wants it to work, I do think he loves her, but in his own way. Like, it's not enough for her. You know, you have to have a conversation. You got to talk about the hard things. You got to work through some things. If you don't ever talk about it, the shit just sit on the ground and fester until it explodes, right? And if she doesn't, this is what I'm going to say. If she doesn't break it off, now they might do a Nene and Greg and divorce and get back together. But I just think she needs to leave him for her own sanity and for her own mental health. Because what happens when you're with a man for a very long time? You take on his persona, and then when you get single, you don't even know how to deal or talk to a man, right? Where he got his next girlfriend already. Why? Because he probably had her all the time while she was sitting over there in the wings waiting, right? So, and Contessa's a beautiful girl. She's smart. She's educated. She looks good. She's in good, excellent shape, right? And, you know, she can have whoever she wanted to have, but she has to be in the mind space to do that, right? And, you know, I just want her, this is true facts, how I feel. I want her, I don't want to see anybody's relationship break up, but that one ain't solid. And like she said on the reunion, they've been had problems for years. And she said it like that, years. So you just been going along to get along. That's not cool. That's not cool. You know, Quad, he was a little upset because Quad is the one that said, well, she's filed the papers. And I think what has happened is that Quad and Contessa have become close, right? And if your girlfriend is crying to you, shit, yeah, you're going to say, you know, and she's sitting there looking sad and say, well, anybody could tell you. She couldn't even say it, right? That she filed for the papers. So I just think that when this reunion is over, I think they got one more episode. Well, it's over now for them in real life. But, you know, she's still pretending. And I think she's scared to pull the trigger because she said something about her kids. But see, men will have you thinking don't nobody want you because you got 3 kids. But that's a lie. That's a whole lie, right? I ain't never had a problem getting a man when I had kids. I got a problem now. I ain't got none, right? They grown. But that's because I know what I want. Now, I'm just not just talking to you, liking you because you cute, or because you got a nice car, or because you spent some money on me, or you know how to dress. All that is superficial bullshit, right? Now I know what I want, and I know what qualities and characteristics you must have. That is why I'm still single, right? And y'all, listen, I done had 2 funny episodes with men today, right? Today. It's like, y'all would not believe the shit that I go through. And I'm just at my house talking like, niggas ain't got it together, right? And you know, that's why I get so mad with the Kevin Samuels and the Samuelites talking all that bullshit they talking. Unless you dated a man, you can't tell me shit about one, period, right? Especially like these dudes today. These some new wave dudes. Like, I had no problems in my 20s, 30s, and 40s. These 50s, these niggas is retarded, right? And I've been wondering all that. You know, you're supposed to be better as you get older. I'm trying to figure out who y'all been dealing with all these years that allowed y'all to act like that and think like that and be like that. Child, tomorrow night, like I said, I'm gonna tell y'all a story time about me. But maybe Friday it's gonna be a dating story. I haven't did that in a while. I'm gonna tell y'all a funny dating story because this shit is so hilarious, y'all. I can't make this shit up, right? But you know, I'm not gonna say we're gonna pray for Contessa and Scott to be together. We're gonna pray that they resolve whatever needs to be resolved, and that means they go their separate ways, and that's what that means. Because I don't like unhealthy relationships. And I don't like when a woman is putting her all into it and her self-esteem is so low that she can't come up. Like, let me tell y'all something. The person I was with for over 10 years, this is why I get angry with him, because I feel like I wasted 10 years of my motherfucking life, right? And I did. You know, my friends be like, well, look what you got, this and that and that. I should be in love with somebody right now. Been in love. This is my boo. We tripping, we going on trip. My kids are grown, right? I can go anywhere I want to go and do whatever I want to do. And I need to be with my mate doing it. I wasted 10 years with this nigga because I thought this was the it and the all. I thought he was the it and the all, right? And now, you know, I get angry when I talk to him. He wants to keep calling me. I had to block him. You know, he's very nice to me, like I said, monetarily, but I don't even want that. Yeah, I don't want that. No, I don't want it. But, you know, you're supposed to do all that when you got it. Don't wait till she gone before you start doing the right thing. And that's what a lot of times men do, you know. They wait till you're gone and see that you're gone, and now we want to do the right thing. Now I want you. You had me. You had me. You had me 100%. You know, and once I'm gone, because it's like I know who you are. Why would I go back to that? Unless you showed me some active change. And I ain't even looking for it now. But anyway, y'all, I want them to be, I want her, I'm more concerned about her. Because she's the one that's crying on every episode. He's sitting there looking at her like crazy. He don't even put his arms around her. He don't even say, baby, I got you. When he came on that stage, instead of saying, standing over her and saying, I thought we weren't going to talk about it. I thought we weren't doing that. What we doing? He should have said, baby, he should have got on his knee and said, babe, I'm so sorry that you sitting out here crying. You know, I don't see that from him. Like, I don't see that from him. So I don't want her with him, period. But anyway, y'all, thanks for watching Jackie with a Q. My subscribers again are, let me see, because I don't like to say nobody's name wrong. Tyra Johnson and my cousin Irie. That's Iris Morris, a.k.a. Irie, right? Yeah. Don't forget to drop down in the description box, y'all. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I got a lot on my mind right now because I done had 2 crazy texts and conversations, 1, 2, today, right? I just don't have no understanding, you know. I don't have no understanding. Like, I don't have no understanding. But anyway, y'all. Anyway, I'm going to laugh with my girlfriends about it. But anyway, y'all, everybody have a great day. Keep wearing your mask. All right, bye-bye.